Hello, everyone, and welcome to this exciting day for the Smite Draft League. We are here. I am Deelo, and I'm joined here by my friend Cosmic Warrior. We are coming in for this game of the Scouting Grounds to see which heroes will prove themselves and be moving forward as our league gets kicked off. Cosmic, how we feeling?
Feeling great. We have had some incredible games here in the scouting grounds so far. And if this game is going to be anything like some of the others that we've witnessed, then we're in for a great time.
Absolutely, could not agree more. And as we start off with these picks and bans, we're seeing a quick ban on the side of the Spaceballs. We see Soul getting taken out right off the bat. And understandable, she's been causing quite a bit of havoc in this current meta. And we see Hobwa on the side of the aliens. What are our thoughts on that?
Not surprised by any of these bans. Mage ADCs have been absolutely dominating the duo lane. Soul, Freya, as we've just seen getting banned, have been extremely strong and very high valued. Great itemizations and very high in the meta. And I'm not surprised by the Hebo and the Fenrir either. Very strong jungle picks, and jungle just being the insane role that it is in season 10. They're definitely high priority picks and bans.
So yeah, definitely seeing some strong theming here. Obviously, as you said, the magical ADCs and in general, just magic damage being targeted with the Maui as well being locked in or locked out, I suppose you could say, on the side of Spaceballs with the Maui. But yeah, Fenrir absolutely, definitely a good physical threat to take on. I'm pretty sure we saw a pentakill actually come in an earlier scouting grounds game for them. So maybe they're spectating and said, none of that business for us. We'll leave that one alone. So quite some good theming going on here. Definitely no out of pocket bans quite yet, but that's just going to make it more interesting to see what picks we have coming in. Maybe some back pocket options for our friends here on either side. What are we looking for picks, you think, on the side of Spaceballs?
Well, right now I'm seeing that Oleron is open. Oleron's a very strong, magical ADC. One that didn't happen to get banned. I think they'd be very strong. Chronos is the other one I was just about to mention.
As you
Not
say it.
very, one of the magical ADCs, just magical damage, as you had mentioned previously. And Mercury, actually, very strong right now. The buffs to Rage, crit items in general, just extremely strong. And as you know, Mercury, just one of the best crit assassins in the game, someone you have to build crit on every single time. So
Mm-hmm.
definitely a high priority pick there.
Looking at some strong CC already locked down just on the damage side of the aliens. But coming back to the other side, we see the tanky gods locked in. It's an interesting dichotomy there. We see damage locked in first on the side of the aliens, but Spaceball is looking more to open their defensive options to begin with Mulan and Xing Chen. But now we're looking to add some damage to the side with Adora locking in Merlin. Going to be obviously being played in the mid there. It's an interesting start here for these picks.
Yeah, I see a lot of big AoE combo potential on the side of Spaceballs. Obviously, uh, Xingqian Wind of Rage, very easy to combo off of. Great big abilities for Merlin to hit, and Merlin we've seen have a lot of high priority in the mid lane. He's a very good tablet user, but there were some buffs to that item. Just a
Mm-hmm.
solid option in the mid lane. Really good itemization for him, and just given how much damage the mages can put off in all stages of the game, definitely something you want to prioritize.
Interesting to see here that we have DRkILLxJOY locking in the Ishtar. That's three auto attack gods being locked in here, and already I must say opening up some potential counterplay there in the itemization of on the side of the Spaceballs. As more bans coming in, though, we have Naja on the side of the aliens, and then Kukulin banned by the side of the Spaceballs. So some interesting physical threats being taken off the board here as we continue to stack up, but interesting to see that all the damage locked in on the auto attack side for those aliens.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, Not so surprised to see some of the more jungle bans that we've seen. Obviously, Spaceballs haven't unlocked in jungler yet, and just given how strong the role is, definitely something to prioritize. Kalina has been one that has been absolutely pumping out damage. Really great Bluestone user, really great Crusher user, and Nija, just one of those gods that can absolutely pub stomp even some of the highest level of games.
Mm-hmm.
So much setup potential and just really strong capabilities from that god.
Sad to see Kalina go, honestly. Her gameplay is so interesting to watch. But as we see here, the Wheelix being locked in, even as the, the box is banned. And there's going to be some good interplay here, obviously, coming off the Xing 10. Xing 10 able to get people up in the air off their three, and also able to get them up off, obviously, that ultimate, that big CC ultimate. So some good synergy here going on the side of Spaceballs with Phoenix and their pick.
Yeah, actually, every single one of Spaceballs picks has a knockup of some form. Merlin in the arcane stance too, and
That's
Merlin or
true.
Mulan in the ultimate also as a knockup. Thing I want to talk about is Lucent colors on Yamoja. We saw Lucent last season do some absolute damage on Yamoja. Really happy to be able to witness that today, and I imagine that we're going to see some amazing plays coming out of that pick.
And with the Guan Yu being settled in on the side of the aliens, some decent sustain coming out from this team between Kronos and that ability to knock into some pretty solid lifesteal. Also Ishtar, of course, as well, with the prominence of Asi. And Yamoja, Guan Yu just going to settle that out as being a pretty solid sustained team. With Medusa being locked in on the side of Spaceballs and the natural anti-heal built into her kit, I do wonder how that's going to interplay out.
Yeah, definitely a good choice in that regard. I think Medusa, not necessarily one of the highest hunters in the game, not as strong as Magical ADC, it's not even as strong as Ishtar, but perhaps more a comfort pick. She does decently with Bluestone if you want to go a little bit higher on the ability damage, can definitely pump out some numbers.
Absolutely. Well, we're slated to have a really interesting game here, and we will see you on in there as we continue on with this amazing, amazing Scouting Grounds game. We'll see you on in the game. And welcome on back, everyone. We are here kicking off this game in the Scouting Grounds for the Smite Draft League. Once again, I am Deelo, joined by Cosmic Warrior, as we're going to see the jungle camps, of course, be engaged within the, the next 20 seconds, engaging. But it's interesting to see here that just something we didn't really get to note is the interplay between not only Spaceballs with a Wheelix, but also the enemy team with a Wheelix. What do we think about that, Cosmic?
Yeah, it's definitely something that these players are gonna have to look out for. Relix in the early game can be completely devastating if you let her get ahead just a little bit. She can really pump out damage and very early on. Does not take a lot for a Relix to get some kills.
Of course, and especially with some of the abilities that we see here, especially Lucent, gonna have to play a bit more carefully, knowing that Umoja, of course, has that Vortex ability that can, of course, be a handy escape tool for the entire team, but in this case could be a death sentence if you misuse it. You don't want to get your own teammate ulted. It would be very unfortunate, so gonna have to play that a bit more carefully, especially as we start to approach level 5, but of course we got some time to avoid that as we begin clearing these camps. It seems these balls will be approaching lane quite slowly, as par for course, we'd imagine that, with a Medusa and Zinc 10.
Yeah, hard to ooh, take a lot
Oh
of
no.
damage. the early gank.
And looking like an early kill right there, just pushed a bit too far up, but if he can get that, yes, the dash gonna catch him out. Steel drops in the very beginning. Mulan, you know, not known for quite for the laning phase, but nonetheless, you can't really be dropping those too early, especially with, you know, it seemed that he might be expecting to push the aggression early against a Mulan that they know has that vulnerability.
Yes,
Unfortunate first blood dropped.
definitely been a victim to some of those quote-unquote cringe ganks that some of these solo laners have been facing. Very, very rough to deal with if you don't expect it. Have to play back, especially with someone with the CC like Mercury, just hard to escape from.
Absolutely, there's no shame in that. You know, playing back to ensure that, you know, you stay alive, live to fight another day. No shame in that one, but looks like we're going to learn the lesson the hard way as we see here in this dual lane some small engagements going on, but really the battle. Meanwhile, though, another battle's engaged in the mid lane. Adora picking up a kill of their very own. Going to even it out. Spaceballs 1 to Aliens 1. And what are we thinking about the interesting engagements here between our mid laners here? We got the Merlin on the side of Spaceballs, followed by, of course, CubDaFace on the side of the mid lane. Sorry, the side of Aliens. What are our thoughts on how this is going to play out?
Well, I think both are really, really strong late game hunters. I mean, Chronos has late game built into his kit. I think Merlin has a little bit more potential as far as big AoE team fights. Chronos has a little bit higher single damage compared to Merlin. So definitely two different sort of playstyles between the mages, but I think there's going to be no doubt that they're going to be absolutely pumping out damage when it comes to these late game team fights.
Absolutely. Especially as you mentioned with those AoE and in general the 5v5 on the side of Spaceballs, you just notice that there does seem to be a decent amount of that AoE damage, whereas Mercury may be looking to burst down people in single targeting, but as you can see right there, burst down himself, but gonna get the return kill. Steel using the tower there to make sure that their life is not sacrificed in vain.
Yeah, we see, you know, just playing back towards that tower, but still just that CC and that throw from the Mercury. Very, very strong. Fortunately for Stu, he was able to get the return kill, so I'm sure he's not too upset about that one. Probably worth a little bit more than his own life, given that he had already died once. Mercury already gotten an assist, or actually 2 assists, excuse me. Juan Yu now 2 and 0.
As
So
you
could
yeah,
definitely be worse.
You do have to note that, yes, it is true. Definitely a high value kill. The jungler, obviously, very high value to take out. But you do have to note that, as you said, that Guan Yu is now going to be ahead of the game, having picked up the credit for both of those kills without having to sacrifice anything of their own, and now hitting level 5 before. Oh, never mind. just got it. Still just got it. So, nonetheless, a little bit of a lead to note on the side of the solo laner of the Aliens, and now they're going to try to pick up that cooldown buff successfully.
Yeah, definitely something that Willix is. Duckyy's going to want to keep an eye out for. Potential gigs on the Guan Yu. Very, very high value target. At any point, if his ult is down, definitely going to be where you're going to be looking. It can be hard to kill a Guan Yu with the ult, but Mercury looking to get a bit cheeky here with the ult. Whirlwind of Rage is down. He goes in.
Going in, Moonstrike going to get some big damage on ult of their own, but it's not going to be quite enough. Souls picked up with a beautiful gank. Boom! Oh no, it is looking rough here for Phoenix. Trying to get up with the River's Rebuke. Is indeed going to tell him off, and he will drop a lot of damage, a lot of kills unopposed by Spaceballs. Just that rotation coming in from Duckyy a bit too late. Just gonna have to clear up that tower, make sure that the structures are all defended as we see the Aliens take to the jungle.
Elo showing the power of that Mercury very, very early on. Getting that Golden Blade online, you're able to just run across the whole map very, very quickly, even though this map is considerably bigger. That's just all the more value towards movement speed. He's now 1-1 and 3 assists, 1 kill. Mercury, one you tend to think of maybe, a little bit later when you want to get a little bit of your crit online before you really, really get active with him. But, he doesn't care. He's just getting in there. He's ulting down lanes, getting double kills, camping side lanes, showing the power that he can bring on this Mercury.
Absolutely, and all the more better, if you can, obviously you want to wait for that late game before Merc really comes online, but if you can initiate that early game, or initiate that late game early, that's perfect, all the better for you, the more time to dominate. So honestly, some brilliant play coming out. It can flop when a Merc is trying to instill such aggression early on, but they're really doing a good job of pulling it off.
Yeah, it's really seeing that aggression is just the name of the game with how strong junglers are. If you're able to, as you said, get active and get towards that later, stronger state as quickly as possible, then all the better for you and the god that you're playing. He's not slowing down. He's just
Oh,
going
in
in.
fact, Steel will be slowed down to a dead halt, brought back to the fountain. Another great gank by the side of the aliens, and you really just gotta wonder why this man's not just camping under tower. Oh, or at least getting some better vision up, because it is looking rough. An invade onto the blue buff will be dropped by the aliens. Wait, actually, no,
Ooh,
no, will be dropped. In
ooh.
fact, not. Oh wait, no, it was dropped by the aliens. Yeah, and a big old drop down, but the coming of it, but favor for the aliens as they manage to get an invade and some pressure off in the solo lane once again.
Beautiful leap by Duckyy there to avoid that Mercurial, potentially avoiding getting killed by himself. And honestly, if you were to ask me before this game started, who would have had? Oh my god, I can't even talk.
Not
He's not
another one, Steel!
stopping.
Get out of there, man! Oh no, they are just farming him. Oh, that is Freelo. That is
That is,
really rough to see. But again,
yeah.
Steel knows his role. You know, Steel knows that their time is not now. Their time is later. But nonetheless, you got to try to make the best of this early game and not try to feed into it too much. Otherwise, you're not even going to get to the time where Mulan can dominate. It is quite rough on that side.
Not the position you want to be in if you are Steel. I mean, if you were to ask me, who'd be responsible for 6 kills about the 7-minute mark on a Wheelix or a Mercury, 9 times out of 10 I would say it's the a Wheelix, but Deelo just proving
Uh-oh. And speaking of
he's
Wheels in
dominant.
trouble, Rivers are Duke popped, slowed down, but not looking like to be in too much trouble damage-wise. Yeah, the move
Just not
strike
the
not going to
stun.
hit. Be able to jump out. I don't believe I've seen Duckyy use one ult. Have you? I,
I don't think he's
I,
been in a great position to really be able to. No good solid knockups getting hit quite
yeah,
yet.
like you said, that's just such a rare thing to see that, 7 minutes in, we've seen, some big time ultimates dropped by the Mercury of all, characters, of all jungles here, rather than Duckyy. And it's not like for lack of setup. The enemy team can even set themselves up on a silver platter too. So Duckyy's just really got to try to maybe force a bit more action or try to make something happen. Oh, as we see here, a bit of technical difficulties. Please hold for a second. As people are jogging in place, not quite sure what's happening. We will be right back.
They're just getting their steps in.
Yeah,
taking shots at the enemy. I'm gonna make it to the top, leave a legacy. If I got something to say, you better let me speak. Turn it up a new degree, bitch, you ain't seen anything. I pop off with the new rock, electronic, blow the sonic roof up. I'm too honest when I take a few shots. They're too toxic, need to take the noose off. And you cannot save me, 'cause I don't need saving. It's everything I've been chasing, all here for the taking. Don't wanna test your luck with me, I think I've had enough disease. I'm sick of all the bad thoughts, people who are half-nots. You are not as tough as I'm back, you know that I never left. I got tracks and some music that you never guessed. I don't slack, don't lose, learn your lesson yet. When I get to choose what I do, I'm like a weapon. I'm not sharp as many, but got hard. I'm ready to change scars to envy, to win large and plenty. I like to play fast, never change back. Calling out, I'll pay back, 'cause I'm great at that. Oh, you cannot save me, 'cause I don't need saving. It's everything I've been chasing, all here for the taking. Don't wanna test your luck with me, I think I've had enough disease. I'm sick of all the bad thoughts, people who are half-nots. You are not as tough though. Don't wanna test your luck with me, I think I've had enough disease. I'm sick of all the bad thoughts, people who are half-nots, who are not as tough as me. Don't wanna test your luck with me, I think I've had enough disease. I'm sick of all the bad thoughts, people who are half-nots, who are not as tough as me. Ain't no motherfucker in this world could do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself, in my psyche. You should have the same in your brain nightly. If you wanna taste, bitch, you can fucking try me. If you wanna hate, bitch, you know where to find me. And if you go and hate this, you can fucking bite me. I'll be cruising in my lane fast, call it high speed. I've been working hard, yeah, I've been working nightly. If you think you'll win, ha, not fucking likely. I be taking shots, yeah, cold-blooded, icy. Watching numbers grow is what I call sightseeing. In the front row, run it up when they hype me. The following grows, they know how to ignite me. Call me CEO, I've been running shit right, see. And I ain't playing games, I create my own lane, making pleasure out of pain, turning losses into gains, I'm the boss, I'm making change. I've been rocking this exchange, popping off and risking things, gonna make a fucking name. I just wanna be famous, but I don't want that cheap fame. No, I'm not that vain, I just wanna be greatness. 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 Ain't no motherfucker in this world could do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself, in my psyche. You should have the same in your brain nightly. If you wanna taste, bitch, you can fucking try me. If you wanna hate, bitch, you know where to find me. And if you go and hate this, you can fucking bite me. Okay, I'm going off every chance I get. I don't really take a loss, well, I'll admit. That's why I'll make it to the top, yeah, I commit. And no, I'm never getting lost, I get after it. Investing in my own stock, cause it's faster than any crypto hits go, let me spend. Everything that you see is something I invent, and it's only a percent. I'm gonna take shots, if I miss all, forget it. I'll take a fat loss just to learn all that's in it. I'm taking snapshots, learning how to fall and get it. I'm getting back up, always stand tall, don't sweat it. I never back up, I don't miss a thing or regret it. I'm always learning, you could call me academic. I'm always working, never been apathetic. Bad energy is like a poison, need some antiseptic. Ain't no motherfucker in this world could do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself, in my psyche. You should have the same losing time, I'm fading fast. I just wanna make it last. Try to let go of the past. I close my eyes, embrace the blast. Sleepless nights and headaches stack. Restlessness to hell and back. What's my purpose? What do I grab? A slippery surface, a heart attack. And sometimes you just gotta believe there's something that'll give you relief. There's something that'll have what you need, what you need. We're broken, it's tragic, we're not all elastic, but maybe there's magic, believe you could have it. And I know of sadness, the anxious and panic, the infinite vastness of all that is blackness. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 yeah, go, go, go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range, cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. They'll deceive with the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. You got a mind, but even that could change. You could flip the gray matter like some batter in your brain. That's why I say, fake it till you make it A. And if you play that game, then you just might make a change. Rearrange all the bad to okay. Take the worst thoughts saying, turn them to a game. Take the best thoughts saying, put them on display. On repeat in your brain till you're feeling no more pain. Never slow yourself down, you can do some more. Push past all the pain and you'll find a door. Open it up and finally explore everything that you thought you could never do before. And even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Go,
Hello, everyone. We are back. Apologies for that. Everyone had to get their steps on in, as Cosmic so eloquently put. But we are back, back to other activities beyond physical health, which is also important. Mercury trying to get more than steps and trying to get some punches in, quick ones at that. Mulan and ult on out. Steel managing to escape that engagement.
An ult for ult trade. Luckily, I'm sure Steel is happy to not have fallen once more. We see a lot of activity here on the left side. Looking at maybe wanted to go for a gank on the dual lane, but DRkILLxJOY is playing very safe under the tower. Looks like they got some good wards. They're very aware of what they were up to.
Absolutely. And speaking of that dual lane, yeah, beyond that one gank that we saw early on with that beautiful ult from Elo, we haven't really seen too much action going on there. How are we thinking about the 1v1 here between these two carries as we see Ishtar and Medusa square off?
Well, it hasn't seemed like too much has come of it. Both probably opting to just farm up and, just be an ADC and get to 6 items level 20 and then maybe rotate.
Yeah, speaking of farming up aliens, unopposed, just grabbing a gold fury. Really a lack of awareness there, unfortunately, by Spaceballs. Gonna put them with a solid 3k gold lead above Spaceballs. So gonna have to see how that impacts itemization as we continue on here. But on that, not too much engagement going on here. Gonna be interesting to see if any other ganks are opened up. What are we looking to see from Spaceballs to get back into this game?
I mean, they're just gonna have to sort of match the aggression. I think Oof needs to really try and get some good ganks off. Try to compete with Elo. Looks like we're seeing that in the mid lane, forcing the beats out of Lucent. Here we see Whirlwind of Rage, throwing them both back in, and there's the ult.
And unfortunately, the ult to match. You know what? Honestly, it was a really good engagement for both sides, but it's not even over. Never mind. Spoke too soon. Blizzard gonna ring down some ice on top of the aliens, but looks like everyone might be able to get away from this just fine. Oh, big dash in there trying to pull someone back, but it looks like River's Rebuke not gonna have too much impact, except I was wrong. Phoenix going to fall. The support of Spaceballs will be the casualty. As we see Steel here going in for a big ult. Hits 4, but going to fall himself. Unfortunate. The Major Look going to secure a second kill in this engagement for the aliens. Oh, a third kill, in fact, if you count our friend Phoenix there. That was rough. It looked like they had it on the cusp, Spaceballs, with that big Mulan ult, but not quite able to secure anything.
Yeah, at one point it looked like those, good fight for Spaceballs and nearly got the Chronos. Fortunately, Chronos, used his ultimate. Something you gotta get down before you try to gank him, otherwise he's gonna have a very good shot at getting out. Lucent also lived on very low HP, but low HP is all you need to live. I think aliens are playing an extremely good game here as far as map play is concerned. Elo is everywhere he should be in every single fight. Maybe if Elo didn't come to that fight, different story for Spaceballs, but he's Mercury. He's just gonna ult in from any point in the lane. He already has 3 stacks on his Rage. He's participated in 9 kills so far, and beyond that, objective play obviously very, very good. We saw them get the Gold Fury pretty much uncontested. I think that's largely attributed to different number of wards by aliens versus Spaceballs.
Absolutely.
Wards can absolutely win you games, and something that Spaceballs might need to step up on a little bit if they want a chance to come back into this one.
I'm so glad you pointed that out. I was just thinking that the vision here, there's a severe disparity, honestly. When you're falling victim to so many ganks from a very speedy in and out, just burst you down character like Elo's playing here, you need to be aware of what's going on. And it seems like we're gonna have some issues right here. It's Elo trying to burst down, trying to burst down a door, going to succeed actually, not able to escape himself. But honestly, you're looking to see the jungle get the kill rather than the support. So I'd say that Alien's not gonna be too upset about that one, as it's a 1-for-1 trade.
Absolutely not, and more importantly, the huge shutdown gold that someone would have gotten for killing Elo was gifted to Phoenix on Xing Chen, and that's not exactly the person who you necessarily wanted to. Obviously, it's better than nobody getting it, but you'd rather have that on just about anybody else. So not too shabby for aliens.
Yeah, so we'll take that trade as we look here into the solo lane. A bit of fighting going on, a bit of scrapping over this totem. Not going to be too much going on with this. Two very tanky characters, both able to sustain themselves back up. They're not really going to be looking for any solo kills there, but it seems like we've got a gank going on a Soul's big blink. Going to stop time there. Bede's going to stop the initial or the secondary damage, and a big ult going to come out on the side of Chronos. Cube trying to get out there with full health and re-engage, and the stun is going to take it out. Beautiful execution of that ult. The Cube has really done a good job of just using that, not too preemptively, not too late though, obviously, because they're sticking around, and it's able to completely negate some of these big fights that are trying to be engaged onto him.
Yeah, might be a potential for a steal from the Merlin if he plays it right.
But
Fortunately,
no.
he doesn't. Oni
That's
Fury secured by aliens, and they're chasing. Ooh, great blink. It doesn't matter. He's dashing in on him.
Egg is going to secure Adora's life for now, at least, but we see Cube boosting up, trying to get that big stun.
Ooh.
That time rift going to miss by a hair. A good attempt there. I respect trying to make a little bit more off of your win, but honestly, like you said, Alien secured it. They're fine. That's the second Fury that goes in their direction, just lengthening that gold lead to near 5k. It's looking a bit rough. Pyro going to be looked at on the side of Spaceballs, but actually, never mind, I lied. They're going for a big engage. That was beautiful. And Duckyy going to use those beads, get out of that toss, and actually turn the tables onto Elo, take him out, but the fight is still continuing around here on the Pyro side. Moonstrike gonna do some decent stun. Steel looking to be in a bit of trouble. Gonna have to ult on out, but it looks like we're gonna be ulting back on in. Trying to get some of her himself. Oh no! Duckyy gonna be able to leap out of there right away, and that's gonna be just fine for him. Phoenix looking to be pretty healthy. Okay amount of mana, he's gotta be careful. Uh-oh, the Moonstrike alongside being tossed right back into the fray. Looking pretty rough right now, no friends to help. Just kind of taking all that damage, makes a step backwards. No, why'd you do that? Phoenix going to fall to the 5-man, but you know what? Taking a lot of time to do so, honestly, for Spaceballs to regroup and get their bearings at the very least. If you're gonna lose anyone to that, you're gonna lose him.
Absolutely. It seemed like they were a little bit late on that Pyro call. They weren't able to burn it down quick enough. They're trying to defend this tier 2, but Steel absolutely exploded. Does actually get the kill.
I'm surprised,
the ult
honestly.
off.
He was just a little bit late there. Too much burst coming in, and it seems like we're gonna have some more coming in right there. Going to blink onto the Mojo. Lucian looking to be in a bit of trouble and going to be taken out by Soul, and they're looking for more. Gets him in some trouble. He's gonna get got as he's swept up once again by Soul's getting a double for himself and continuing to pursue as everyone's in a full-scale retreat. But never mind, I lied. Deelo is looking to sweep up some of his own, picking up Duckyy and dashing right back out. Soul's trying to pick up a third kill, but not quite able to secure. Unfortunate. Not able to really get too much going there, and it's a 2-1, you know, in the favor of Spaceballs, so good to regain some momentum, and now the Pyro is going to be looked at once again.
Yeah, definitely not horrible for Spaceballs. They ended up getting quite a few picks. They weren't able to defend the tier 2, but I mean, basically at this position the Spaceballs was in, that's just about all you can ask for. They only traded 1 life, but holy moly, Cube with this Blink Chronos. Kind of Giga
really
Chad.
threatening, man.
It really is, dude. Blink Chronos and like Blink Hebo is like, just it's worth it. It's worth not having beads and Aegis.
Obviously, he's got the other enemy team here, Spaceballs. They have some pursuit power. Like, they can run you down as Chronos, but he's been doing a good job overall. We saw him fall that one time, but he's been doing a great job of utilizing that ultimate for those big, hard resets there that enable him to essentially have an escape of his own. So he's honestly doing a great job of playing around that. And as long as he's doing that, that blink is completely worth it, as you said. It's completely fine. But as we see here, Steel got a little bit, getting punched up, but you know, it's honestly, he's taking way too many. I thought he was gonna be able to get out, but no, he's just taking them on the chin. Steel going to be dropped by Elo. Another kill in the solo lane. Unfortunate there.
He just ate about 10 Mercury crits, and
dude,
that was all she wrote.
He's just eating those punches in the face. Like, I respect it, man. Like, but dang, this is not MMA. This is Smite. You gotta get out of there. Fire Giant's going to be looked at now by aliens, and we just don't have too much going on right here. It seems like Adora trying to look for a kill, but really looking at the objectives, picking up DRkILlxJOY, and now the Fire Giant will actually be dropped. Okay, interesting call there. Honestly, probably the wisest thing as Spaceballs are looking to engage them further, but trying to slice up a piece of Duckyy. Not going to quite finish it off, but Adora now being in a lot of trouble here. Oh, actually, with the engage from his team, is going to be able to successfully escape.
Beautiful peel.
Spin to win. And the ult coming out from the Chronos. It looks like everyone's going to be getting out, but someone pulled right back in. Elo in the back line actually going to be able to sweep up Adora. I did not expect that. I thought he was completely out, but unfortunate there. River's Rebuke going to trap them in for a little bit longer. It looks like Lucian's into trouble. Might have trapped him in a bit too late. Uh-oh. He's done ski. But it looks like Elo wants to make some people eat some more punches. Cube taking out Phoenix. Cashing in right now to try to pursue the very low health Merc. Might not be anything coming of it. He's quite quick. And yeah, unfortunately, Duckyy not able to pursue to the ends of that. And it seems like it's going to be maybe a bit of a sweep for the last people's. Oh no, it seems like, okay, so Gibson's going to pick up Duckyy. But meanwhile, oh my gosh, this is a slaughter. Soul's picked up by Elo. And it looks like Guan Yu is looking to pursue, trying to chase down, but the bead's going to be used nicely to get out of there. I am stunned. That was a lot of people dying.
Yeah, that fight had just about 12 unexpected turnarounds. I mean, Elo is just absolutely knowing his limits. He knows when he can go in, he knows when he needs to get out, and he is just doing it almost expertly. He has a very cheeky Shadow Drinker, so anytime he gets a kill, he can just sort of sneak away with that invisibility and insane movement speed. Probably why Willix was not quite able to catch him, even on Suku.
He's got a very cheeky 9 kills. That's what he's got. A very cheeky 9 kills.
That's pretty cheeky up right there.
Oh man, yeah, you're absolutely right. That he's going to be using that to his best ability to try to, you know, sneak in, burst someone down, you know, try to reposition in a way that you don't see him come in and repeat the process. And it's working to beautiful effect. Some amazing plays coming in here as the Fire Giant dance is going to resume. Takes 2 to tango. Phoenix not trying to do that dance though right now. Trying to wait for some backup here, some backup dancers. And it seems like they're going to allow that on the side of the aliens. They're not really trying to push this action at the moment. As we wait for everyone to regroup. But it's been rough, man. A third, by the way, in that time, a third Fury dropped on the side of aliens. And it's just been really rough in the objective game. I mean, you've seen Spaceballs pick up Pyro in return, but in the meantime, Elo going to drop a door in the mid lane again. Oh no, he's bunny hopping away, giddy as can be. Look at him go.
Yeah, I mean, if you just say a Merlin chilling in mid lane, you have Mercury roll, just send it on down. What's he gonna be able to do? It's just a Merlin. As soon as that 3 is down, he is very vulnerable if he is alone. And we've seen Phoenix be able to peel him pretty well in some of these team fights, but I mean, without it, he is just extremely vulnerable. One of the downsides of Merlin.
The numbers advantage. Alien's now going to be looking to drop this Fire Giant with the quickness, already down to a quarter HP. Not too much secure right now on the side of the Spaceballs, but they're going to give it their darndest, and the Aliens are going to destroy it, unfortunately. Now trapped by the River's Rebuke. It is looking dire. Phoenix and Steel. The front line is eliminated. No more. But on the left side here, you do see that Soulzc smartly split pushing down that tower. Going to drop a tier 2. Get some extra gold in the pocket of his team in the time when you might need it right now to combat these fully Fire Gianted, fully fired aliens as they push onto this right side Phoenix.
And we do see Phoenix finally getting Phantom Shell. Maybe will save them from these very devastating Yamoja ults, but it might be too little too late at this point as Phoenix is dropping rapidly. They're, oh my, look,
in the mid too, just absolutely decimating it. Elo with a really great play there where the attention was focused on the right side, gonna just cheekily, as you said, dip and destroy it, but some big fights going on, big damage being dropped
he blinks back in!
Oh my gosh, he was insane. He wants blood, and they know it too. But it looks like, oh no, it looks like aliens are in a bit of trouble right now. Spot a bother, Elo gonna have to retreat. And Soulzc, though, going to be dropped as Come Get Some is going to be able to making sure that nothing is dropped for his team. Elo going to actually go back in for what feels like the 5th time this engagement and drop another kill onto Steel. Oh no, Phoenix dropped 2. This might be the end here if it keeps getting individual picks, and with the sustain that they're providing here with the Guan Yu, it's looking rough, but a knockup, nicely done, going to pull him back in, but he's going to dash out. This is rough. This is rough right now. They need to really pull it together and defend. We have some low health teammates on the side of the aliens, but not by any means that they can't get healed back up by the Yamoja and Guan Yu, and they're sticking around. They want that threat to be present.
Yeah, they still have 2 towers in left side, so they're gonna have to have a bit of a journey if they want to get that left side. Phoenix looks like they're gonna commit to it, potentially maybe after tier 1 dropping back and taking that Oni Fury. Definitely gonna be extremely beneficial in the siege. Not that they necessarily need it. They have been absolutely annihilating towers, running them down in their own throne room.
Another one to be added to the list right there. One bites the dust. 10,000 gold lead on the side of the aliens, and that's, you know, brutal. That's a lot being put into their pockets right now. And with their carries doing this well, you know they're going to be utilizing it well, man. Full build Mercury here coming at you. It's going to be a big, scary thing. And they're facing down those punches.
Yeah, now they have the opportunity to push forward for this Phoenix, but Spaceball is definitely in a position to defend. It doesn't look like that's what they opt to. It looks like they are going to drop back, get this Oni Fury that is respawning here in about 10 seconds. Definitely very wisely played by aliens. they're in no rush. I mean, they are absolutely in control of this game. It is their game to lose. They can take 2, 3, 4 more fire giants if they really wanted to. Obviously, not that they're going to need to at this point. Elo just
in.
going
Oh my God,
in.
Soulzc looking to be dropped
Alone,
instantly, but not
dashes.
quite enough. The Stone Gaze not going to be able to secure that kill, but the beads dropped inside of Soulzc. That was daring, and it worked beautifully. I mean, obviously not able to get that kill, unfortunate, but quite a bit of pressure established as well as the active drop there. Nicely done there by Elo.
Elo ulted and dashed under Phoenix without beads up and then just walked away. He didn't care. Like, this man is not afraid of anything. He has absolutely nothing to worry about. Perhaps if Spaceballs were to be a little bit more grouped around their Mulan there, it would have been a different story for Elo. But I mean, who's gonna predict that? Who's gonna predict that Mercury ulting and dashing under Phoenix?
Grouping here. I am
Crazy.
not liking Adora's being up so far by himself. We saw him get dropped instantly by himself when he was in mid by Elo in a similar situation. And like you said, this grouping is important. If they had been grouped around the Mulan, likely would have gotten a kill there. So you have to make sure that in this stage where you're under such a threat to be bursted down by a cracked up Elo, that you need to be together. Absolutely. But it seems like Aliens got the memo because they're going to drop this fire giant with the quickness. And without any opposition, it's going to go right their way.
Yeah, absolutely not contestable by Spaceballs. If they step them, try to do it, they just get team wiped, and then they lose the game. This is the perfect position for Aliens to be in. Spaceballs does have Phoenix spawning soon, but they are not going to last long with the Mercury with crit and the Kronos with Polynomicon. And now that they just dropped the Pyro, got a bomb, this is looking scary.
They're playing a game of Search and Destroy right now. This is two different games going on. They're playing a game of Defend the Castle, and they're playing Search and Destroy. They're looking with the sight set on those Phoenixes right now, man. That Runic Bomb does a lot of damage to structures. Has a big knockup, too. Unfortunately, it's not in the hands of the Willie, so that would be cool if it was on their side. So you can honestly corner play there, but they're going to be able to use that to their own advantage. Moving and ignoring the Phoenix a little bit, not necessarily the wise play. Going to be taking some decent damage from that. As Soulzc going to be ignoring it, though. Pretty negligible, honestly. Oh! He's going to be putting up the Medusa, blocked by his own teammate. Unfortunate. Soulzc going to fall at the hands of Elo. But it looks like we might have some trouble from CubDaFace. Trapped in a lot, but DRkILlxJOY going to, live by his own name and make sure to shut that down and defend his teammate. Honestly, brilliant play there on the side of the Aliens as they continue to engage. Both Phoenixes re-dropped, and they're looking at the Titan at this point. It's quite a rough scenario for Spaceballs. They really have to just pull it together and retreat, but it seems like Steel might be a bit overextended as the Titan is being engaged at the very beginning. Steel trying to pull them back in, but not enough damage quite. In fact, Duckyy being looked at. Steel, though, it would actually pick up Elo. Bit overextended there. For once, he bit off more than he could chew.
I'm sure Steel is very happy to finally get that revenge kill after the bullying that Elo did to him in the early game. Looks like they are going to make the wise choice. Just go for the Phoenix. Perhaps plant that bomb. Absolutely.
Nice.
Spaceballs decent defense.
But a
Phoenix is dropping.
From Duckyy going to probably pick up that kill. Nice. Lucent dropped on the side of Spaceballs. Nicely done there. And with decent health on the side of their front line. Oh, no, sorry. Not the front line. On the damage dealers, they can definitely hold this off. Oh, unfortunate, though. Not going to be able to quite defend the Phoenix, but at the very least, they live to fight another day and to regroup for another engagement as they try to defend off the Aliens. It really is a game of Space Invaders right now.
See, I'm seeing most of the carries in the Space Hulls not even ticking over to the 6th item. Only one of them upgrading their starter, and Elo is chilling with a 3k pot that he just popped. So if that doesn't go to show how far ahead Aliens is at this point, I don't know what Spaceballs. All 3 Phoenix dropped. Aliens getting every single Gold Fury, every single minor objective. Just playing this near flawlessly. I'm sure Spaceballs does not have much life left in them, and in this next push, it's gonna be all or nothing.
And it's like you said, it's not like there's any want for time right now. I mean, Aliens literally have time on their side with CubDaFace. So, it's not like they need to be under any pressure. It's, as you said, their game to lose. They are stacking it up. Their damage dealers are meant to be existing in the late game. So, honestly, they're completely fine. But Elo, once again, man, that guy is so elusive. That's so rough. Because, like, Oweelix is meant to be able to chase down, but she's just not quite able to catch up to Elo. He's going to, with a hop, skip, and a jump, jaunt his way over into the jungle.
Absolutely, and this guy's just so crazy. He's just using his abilities all on his own with his team nowhere in sight, with absolutely no fear. And he'll do it again if you let him.
He's trying to make a World Star video right now. He's just trying to one-punch you. Oh, Mulan arrow not going to quite find its mark. Once again, look at him go, man. Oh, but lurking around the corner, the nice stone gave some
Ooh, that's some
crits gonna be
damage.
dropped on him. This is looking rough for Elo. Oh no, the crits turn on him.
Oh, the minions!
That was awesome. Okay, dude, nice ambush set there. That was picture perfect. Oh my gosh, that's in Sun Tzu's The Art of War right there. That was beautiful.
Absolutely. And
But
then he
looks
used
like
the
it's gonna be
minions.
reversed on him as the moon strikes. Oh no! The blades of light, they're going to take him out on the side of the other carry, but tossed back into the fountain. We have a big team fight looking on their hands here. It's the all or nothing. The Spaceballs Titan is under attack, but it's not going to be in any danger right now. The only ones in danger is looking like the aliens as they really try to push this. But with the minions coming in there, might be enough of a distraction to actually flip it. But no, not quite. Adora is going to take out Cube. Nicely done defense. Honestly, just hanging back, waiting for them to make their own mistakes. And as you know, you have to do in that scenario where they have such offensive pressure on the side of the aliens. They did a great job playing it patiently, waiting it out for someone to mess up on their side, and they did. And they picked up a couple kills for it.
Absolutely. The one thing that Spaceballs does have going for them right now is that they do have a Merlin taking over to about 6 items. Merlin is one of the best defensive mages as far as base defense goes. It's very, very hard to push into a Merlin who can just sit behind towers, sit behind phoenixes, sit behind his support phoenix. He can definitely absolutely chunk some of these squishies, make it very, very hard to get back to him and prevent him from just free casting and putting out so much damage. So definitely something aliens are gonna have to overcome. They absolutely have the capability to do so, but at this point, aliens have struggled to a little bit to siege the Titan completely. In about 30 seconds, EFG is gonna be coming up, and I think if they get that, they're not gonna have any sort of struggle. Elo has been a little over aggressive, maybe. But
Come down to this. The objective's back up.
he's just flexing at this
From
point.
the tower, but oh
Look
my
at the
god,
damage to
Elo's
the
throwing the
support.
hand. He's
a
chunking him
squishy.
down.
He's
It is
not
done.
a tank.
Oh my god, not in Elo's hands, man. Elo says you're just like a mage to me, and Soul's gonna be dropped by Cube. Duckyy going to be dropped by Elo. This is looking to be a full massacre thrown back into the midst of the team. A lot of damage Duckyy thrown up by a door is going to take out Cube.
But he gets a double though.
Blizzard. If you just turn around, you can get him. Take him out.
Oh, the quad heal!
Steel fried, but they
What?
healed. I was mistaken. I'm sorry, Steel, if you heard that one and you tried to heal back in. I thought it would work. It didn't. The heals were a bit too much there. Excellent job supporting it with a deicide on the side of Spaceballs. Aliens are not going to have any trouble waltzing into this Titan and just giving it a few pops in the jaw as well. Elo's been doing this entire game, such as it ends. And a victory on the side of the aliens. They were able to successfully invade that base.
Elo going 17-5. What a performance by him, and honestly, Lucent on that Yamoja was so devious. Had amazing River's Rebuke. His 3 just pushing the team back in so often, really helping his Mercury succeed. I mean, that was almost flawlessly played by the aliens. They got every single Gold Fury. I think they got every single Pyromancer that was taken. Every single Fire Giant, of course. Just absolutely nothing that Spaceballs could do against him. I mean, what a performance.
Absolutely. And yeah, like you said, we gotta obviously Elo was one of the rising stars of this game just because we saw that high kill count with 17 really on par. But of course, other players on the side of the aliens were really, unsung heroes there. We saw you come get some really saving him there with those clutch heals, coming to be incredibly important in those very tight fights where any one basic could have taken out their star player at that time, star damage dealer. And Lucent, of course, like you said, some really impactful ults there during that laning phase that were able to secure some good kills for the team that secured that snowball effect that we had there. But that's not to say that, of course, the the Spaceballs did not put up a very valiant fight of their own effort. I will say, though, I believe that the story lies in the player damage of our jungles here. Duckyy with a 11,000 too, of course, a very impressive 38k. Just would have liked to see a bit more lockdown from Duckyy. We oftentimes saw that a bit more on the side of the aliens, whereas you'd imagine that the Awilix would be able to get that single targeting down, that collapse onto that one squishy target with the ult, but we just didn't really get to see it that much.
Yeah, I mean, you said it. I mean, even despite all this, Adora does put out very impressive damage numbers, nearly meeting Elo in that, which is definitely something to say. Like I was saying, it was a very, very great position for Merlin being like third of the game being base defense. I mean,
Mhm.
what an incredible performance. Aliens really, really putting on a show for us today.
Absolutely. And can we just talk about that that ambush? I just want to talk about that. That was crazy. Souls peering around the pillar to give a quick little drop of the mask to Elo. That was awesome. Picked
That
up
was
the kill
true.
for it too. Was
And
not able to unfortunately extend that into anything too impactful for the team in the long run, but I like that play. That was really cool. But an amazing game here. Amazing game one for both of our teams here, and we will look to see what can go down in game number 2. By no means is this over. We will see you all in the next match. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Game 2 of this Scouting Grounds for the Smite Draft League. Once again, I'm Deelo, and I'm joined here by Cosmic Warrior as we get into, after a very intense match there, and I love the ban already, but we're here between the order side. On the side of the order, we have Spaceballs versus the side of Chaos, we have Aliens. And an interesting ban there from the outset there, Cosmic. What do we think about that?
I don't know if they needed to do it. No, I'm kidding. I didn't expect anything else other than the first ban, Mercury, and honestly, not surprised to see the second ban, Yamoch and Lucent putting up an absolute show. And I mean, Elo 17-5 last game speaks for itself.
Hmm.
As far as the rest of the bans go, very traditional. Mage ADC super strong. Ao Quan completely broken. Very very strong in the jungle. And Mage ADC is again just insane dual lane pressure, insane late game damage. So yeah, none of these are out of the ordinary as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, and these bans are nothing more than really just smart counterplay from the Spaceballs. You know, you have nothing to prove by like being macho about it and saying, "Oh, I can take your best picks." No, no, get rid of their best picks. Make them rely on that secondary god that they don't have as much comfort with. They don't have as many hours logged into. You know, so that way you can take the advantage when they slip up. Absolutely the best idea here from Spaceballs. I'm liking this. This is a good counterplay. But as you said on the side of the Aliens, nothing too untraditional here. We see the Maui, literally the same bans that we saw from last round. So they're saying, you know, not to worry about that comp from the last game, and you know, they didn't have reason to at that point. So honestly, wise play on both parts here. But as we see, the one god that was lacking from the bans this time that we saw last time, Habwa, locked in on the side of Spaceballs.
And I love Hebo. He's so much fun. I like to play him in the mid lane. He's also very, very strong in the jungle. I think his itemization is versatile, and every single one of them is extremely strong. Soul Gem super good on him. Karen's coin phenomenal. Polynomicon super super fun on Hebo, and yeah,
I have to
absolute powerhouse.
You have to consider is that he's using the cupcake skin, and that's really important for
True.
gameplay
I
reasons
hate that
too.
skin though. I kind of hate that skin.
For real? I'm honestly, I'm ambivalent. I do like Hebrew better though. We see Thor being
True.
locked in here. Other relevant facts: Thor being locked in at this. Oh yay, Lena. Okay, awesome. I'm enjoying some really fun assassins here. Some very mobile assassins here, locked in on the side of the aliens with Thor for DRkILlxJOY at the moment, at the very least, and Cube locking in with Kalita. What are we thoughts? What are our thoughts on these picks over here on the side of the aliens?
So these are interesting picks because both of them could be in the jungle and both of them could be in the side lanes. Kalina has actually been played in the ADC role as a Bluestone assassin, just pumps
That's
out
cool.
damage. Yeah, definitely been a while since we've seen ADC assassins or yeah, assassin ADCs been meta, and Thor obviously very very strong in the solo lane, and even Kalina could be played in the solo lane, but I think she's a little bit better just full damage in the jungle or even ADC as I had mentioned.
I'd be inclined to agree with you, but what I'm seeing here on the side of the space I keep saying space invaders, space balls, some high knockup potential here, and what that means is that the ground is set for a Wheelix to potentially come in here and do some big damage. Depends on if we see that being viable. Maybe they think that's not actually the play here. We see Ymir being locked in. Oh, I love that's an awesome skin. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Big fan of the fish tank, but Lucent locking in the Ymir for the support side.
Yeah, I think that skin's part of the Gecko Gladiator, some weird
Oh,
chest
it's
effect.
adorable! Look at this.
Yeah,
That's
you can
so
see the
cool.
head. You can't see it very well from this angle, but it's pretty funny. But yeah, on the side of Spaceballs, Ravana and Hebo both could be played jungle. Ravana could very well be in the solo lane as well, perhaps going towards the absolutely broken mitigation build that we've been seeing float around a lot. Can become absolutely killable in the late game if they're able to reach that point.
Unkillable. Man.
Unkillable. That's not even an exaggeration. Like you're actually unkillable. 40% mages will hit you for 150 on their main ability. It's insane.
Yeah, man.
Bacchus is one that hasn't been super high meta wise as support in the last season, but he has seen some buffs coming into season 10. Bit of heal on his one, and I believe some other buff. Can't quite remember off the top of my head, but he's definitely a pretty fun guardian to play, and I really love that Iroh Bacchus skin.
Yeah, absolutely. Some great skin play being seen here from both sides, which we always love. But what I'm seeing is a lot of disruption, honestly, which is really nice. Especially, but you know, you have to consider that some of these gods, when they're doing their damage, Thor, particularly with that Berserker's Barrage, is going to be knock immune. So some of that's going to be a
For
bit
sure.
difficult to land on there. But some good interruption for the potential Ymir combos to come out. You know, lands as Frost Breath, but instant interruption for the Bacchus potentially to just belly flop on there and prevent the Glacial Strike from doing any more damage. So gonna have to consider that, you know, some heavy channel gods not gonna be the wisest idea to be doing here on the side of the aliens. So I'm gonna be considering from the future, and the Ishtar really just a complete war on their prior comp, which again I think is the wise play.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we saw the damage that Kronos was able to do. Even Ishtar, that great team fight ultimate, able to do tons and tons of damage to players and as well, especially to structures, building some crit and doing the shotgun form of her three will just absolutely annihilate a fire giant. We did see the fire giant actually got some crit resistance coming into season 10, but still definitely nothing to scoff at.
Absolutely, and as we see here, we are locking in these final gods. We see Agni, and he has been a threat. I don't care what anyone says, man. Agni has been crazy, and another one of those gods we've actually mentioned last game being locked in on the side of the aliens, the Oleron. You know, you missed one of, you can't get them all. You know, you can't get all of those auto attack magical hyper carries, and one's managed to slip through, and it's gonna be the Oleron, which is gonna be interesting to see since we didn't get a catch a glimpse at it last game. Gonna be probably in the hands of, I'd imagine, Cube, given his comfortability with that kind of role. But what are your thoughts on who that's gonna be going to?
I think Oloran is definitely a little bit better in the duo lane compared to mid, but definitely could still be mid because still see the Kalina ADC. But I imagine we're probably gonna see an Oloran ADC, Thor solo and Kalina jungle, if I had to guess.
It's interesting to have that flexibility at the very least. But
For
yeah,
sure.
you have a very fair point there. And the viability of the carry Oleron paired alongside Lucent with the Ymir. Kukulkan locked in. Once again, another god that we saw banned out last time on the side of Steel. Hopefully that escapability of Kukulkan is going to allow him, and the sustain also with the Berserker mode that gives you that, pretty decent toolkit to be able to escape out of something. Hopefully going to prevent those early ganks from locking the Steel down in the early game. And X-Ball. Love to see that on the side of the Spaceballs with final pick being locked in there. We're now waiting to see what the response is on the side of the aliens.
Nike. That's interesting.
Pretty overall, we have some potential for some pretty good bruising here on both sides. Obviously, you have the two warriors on the side of the Spaceballs, and you have the Thor, which has potential to, of course, be hybrid or be full damage, but as well as the Nike and the Ymir, you have a pretty decent front line running there. Both teams going to be presenting some interesting tankiness. Not quite the, dash in, burst down arrangement that you saw maybe from Elo last time, but with it switched onto him on the Thor, going to be interesting to see how he compares faring to the last game that he had there. What are our thoughts on these comps as we get into the preparations for our next game?
So it does look like it's going to be the cleanup mid and Oleron ADC. I think Elo's going to really do some damage on the Thor. I have no doubt in his capabilities. I don't love the Nike overall. I don't think she's super high in the meta, especially compared to Kukulkan. I think Kukulkan is a much better pick in the solo lane. That being said, I think in the dual lane, it's just going to be really, really hard to match that Oleron. But in the mid lane, I think Hepo's going to be doing some absolute damage.
Absolutely. Going to be an interesting one for sure. We're going to have to see, can Spaceballs bring it back against their foes, the aliens, or will it be another sweep up on aisle 12? We will get back to you guys as we begin into game 2. See you in a bit.
taking shots at the enemy. I'm gonna make it to the top, leave a legacy. If I got something to say, you better let me speak. Turn it up a new degree.
And welcome back. We are here for this game 2 for the Smite Draft League Scouting Grounds. Spaceballs versus Aliens. Aliens up 1. Baseball is looking to contest, trying to not let themselves fall to the wayside here as we get into this early game. How are we feeling, Cub?
Feeling pretty good. One thing I noticed right off the bat is a bit of a variation in the start. Looks like Aliens, as far as the dual lane side go, they pulled the green. They pulled all 3 buffs initially. That's something you can really do as Oleron. He can just absolutely pump out so much damage to all 3 camps there. And they do that and still end up beating them to the lane. So it goes to show why he's so good. But now, on the opposite side, we see Duckyy trying to get at what Elo was doing on Mercury last game. Unfortunately, not quite able to get that early first blood like we saw Elo do last game.
Yeah, you come get some understanding a bit how that feels, those early ganks. And it looks like we're not done quite yet as we're looking for the second opening, but no, very wisely played. You come get some, playing it back, understanding that there's still going to be some enemy presence lurking in the backwaters there. So going to avoid that first blood engagement, and a bit of time, wasted on Duckyy's side, unfortunately. But on the left side here in the duo lane, pretty low here with that Oleron pumping out damage, as you said, but in the mid lane too, everyone is low on the side of Spaceballs. We got to be careful here, man. Stay safe out there.
Getting away by the skin of their teeth. I mean, whew, cutting it close. Definitely not the best position you want to be, but honestly, one position I kind of find myself in a few times when I'm playing in the mid line there. Just barely escaping by these cheeky junglers.
Absolutely. And what we're seeing as a theme, of course, and this is to be par for course of what we're expecting on the side of the Spaceballs across all the lanes. We're seeing some clear, well, at least for the mid and the duo, we're seeing some very low comparative clear here, as both Habwa and Xball gonna take some time to ramp quite up, especially when you compare that to Lucent on that Ymir with DRkILlxJOY on the Oleron. You're gonna have quite a bit of clear disparity there. But meanwhile, some fighting, some scrapping going on, and Duckyy might have overestimated his abilities there. Oh, the teleport in nicely. I didn't think he was in range, but Elo once again securing the first blood for his team, all in the depths of the Spaceballs jungle, acting like it's his own. Beautifully done.
Yeah, I mean, that just feels really bad for the mental if you're Duckyy there. This guy's invading your speed buff, you're a level down, and he's still just able to just completely wipe you, even with the Dora doing their best to try to help you out, but just not quite enough to get you out. But, it's early game death. You can definitely come back from it, so hopefully keeping their head in the game and just want to get back in there and get aggressive.
Absolutely, and I think what that just came down to is Duckyy maybe either underestimating his opponent or overestimating his own ability to survive. You haven't gotten that mitigation build up online yet. You're not quite unkillable at this moment. Might have forgotten that in the midst of that fight. But, like you said, by no means anyone's out of this game as we continue to look back into the clear war here that is being lost on the side of Spaceballs. And in general, you see, obviously we have some late game threats on the side of DRkILlxJOY, and we have CubDaFace who's going to be doing a ton of damage once that build comes online, but we also have a decent amount of early game pressure here between Elo and Lucent, who are able to really get off some pretty big bursts. But some bursts being applied on the side of Spaceballs with a big, nicely done, gnarly, as they get a first kill on the side of Spaceballs, picking up that for Adora. Nice, excellent job there, engaging on their side of the jungle. No one's treating the side of the jungle with respect. No one cares.
Adora was not happy with the way the last game went. Taking it into their own hands, getting aggressive, invading the red, shutting down Elo, said, hey, you're not getting away with it this time. You're going down. If I have to do it all by myself, then I will do it all by myself. Really good play by Adora. Just going to show just that pure damage that Hebo is able to put off. I mean, wow, incredible.
Respect the Moxie there, and a little buff work going on the dual lane side with the shield buff going to be secured by the aliens, and now a little cheeky gank. Elo looking to make some more action happen for his team, holding up into the sky. Anvil of Dawn. Ooh, they're playing a big closer tower, but no, they're going right back up. What are you doing? Look out! Oh no, big stuff put on the X-Ball. The wall placed perfectly behind DRkILlxJOY, going to pick up that kill. Man, that was a beautiful execution of that gank.
Yeah, it's a shame that neither members of the dueling Spaceballs heard that Anvil of Dawn when he went into the air. They just walked right out of tower, perfectly into the clutches of Elo, and just the damage that Oleron's able to put out. It was a quick fate.
Once the ult was landed there was nothing he could do, but the issue is, they weren't aware of that. They didn't quite have the movements pinned down. And once again, it might come down to an issue of vision. We need to make sure we're seeing when we have such an aggressive enemy jungler who's going to be really forcing the action. You need to know where he is, man, or else he's going to be doing that to you all the time.
Yeah, no kidding. Hopefully, with how last game went and exactly what we just saw, they're going to learn their lessons and perhaps place down a few of those wards. Just try to avoid feeding Elos. We have seen what he's capable of doing whenever he gets a lead early on.
Meanwhile, see some scrapping over in the dual lane. And
God.
not going quite in the favor of Spaceballs. How are you feeling about this matchup here between the solo potential when it comes to the side of X-Ball versus Oleron?
So Laurent does, or excuse me, X-Ball does have the benefit that he has a bit of CC immunity, and his dash can be able to avoid a large part of that Oleron ult. So a little bit rougher for Oleron, who otherwise would be absolutely dominant in the solo potential. But I don't think I don't think X-Ball is going to be in any position to perhaps provide a return kill or return solo kill on Oleron, just given how much damage he's able to do. He's able to self peel and heal in the 3.
Mhm.
So I think anytime perhaps if Xbox 3 is down, Oleron might be able to get a cheeky ult off. He does also have to worry about the bead, so it's going to be an interesting one.
And Ampledon dropped once again, but going to ult on out, try to waltz on safely, but still engaging. Now back into range mode, trying to do some damage. Nike gonna pop their own aura, and nicely done, and not think you'd have the damage for that, but Steel going to take out Elo, saying, you like that? You like that for those ganks last time? Take that one. Nicely done reversing it, turning that gank on its head, and gonna pick up a little cheeky buff for himself too. Nicely done.
I'm sure Steel is absolutely feeling himself, was not too happy with the way the last game went. He wasn't doing so hot in the early game. Said, "Oh, you want to gank me? All right, fine. You know, I'll just kill you this time. I'm freaking Colin. I'll just transform on you and then just annihilate you." I mean, we saw the damage he was doing it with just one defense item, and all he had was a bluestone. Really, really strong damage, and he wasn't scared, which was the beauty of it. You know, there was a 2v1. He dashes in, he goes in, and just secures the kill for himself. Very, very well played by Steel.
Absolutely.
Happy to see that change.
Yeah, and good recognition on your part and his, hopefully, that the itemization difference would really make Nike not that big of a factor. Even that ult's not going to be tacking on too much damage due to the lack of full items here. As we see it now, comes online with Glad Shield, going to start attacking on him maybe a little bit more. But at that time, certainly he had the fight potential to, you know, take that 2v1. He did, and it worked out beautifully. So honestly, great recognition of the scenario there. And whoa, my God, what? What? Oh my God, yeah, go home, dude. It's over.
Double tap did so much damage.
Jesus,
this guy has his Jotuns.
Dude, look at him just lurking. He's crazy. He's gonna Amelodon just looking for anything. They're not taking a step out of tower.
No.
Are you serious? Come on, man. That's mean. That's so mean.
BM.
Oh, he missed.
Okay, he missed.
He doesn't care, man. He still wants to scrap. And honestly, if I'm Duckyy, I'm a bit afraid here. But it seems like there's cavalry coming. Excellent. Good job recognizing that. Adora gonna make sure to sweep that in. That Amelodon, don't have to worry about that for a little bit. Going to just, you know.
God, he's just too clean.
Simple. Dude, that was so messed up.
that was a little toxic.
That's crazy. I mean, you know what? It puts the fear of God in that man, and that's sometimes what you gotta do, honestly. Make him feel unsafe wandering those corners. Make him buy those wards. Make him spend that gold to put on a third item upgrade. Vision. Gonna ult on out of there. Nicely done. Managed to evade both ults and allow the kill to be picked up by himself on a Lucent. Nicely done there by Adora.
Yeah, really, really well played. Ulting out of danger and hitting Lucent with it. Tons and tons of damage pumped out, and you know, well played.
Elo knows he can do mad damage, but not quite enough because he still had Adora in the backline. He thought he was gone. Adora playing that so wisely, that positioning that's so important for Hubwall, especially that lack of escape onto a character with Thor that's going to be just really in your face trying to drop on you. Brilliant positioning to make sure they could like just turn the tables completely on him.
Yeah, this is definitely not going quite as well for Aliens as it had last game. Adora is absolutely pumping out damage on Hebo. Steel as well. Very, very hard to kill. Doing so much damage even when he's getting ganked 2 versus 1. If you're a Spaceballs fan, this is the position you want to see them be in.
Absolutely, and you know, dropping that sigil, gonna put a little bit extra gold in his pocket, lengthen that lead a little bit more. Once again, you do see aliens invading that jungle, treating it like it's theirs a little bit. Oh, and so we're going to be seeing that happening here. Really just complete lack of respect for boundaries here. Everyone needs to get a lesson on that. But it's been definitely some interesting mid lane play here. That's now where I'm looking to see this engagement going, and that's where it will be. Look at those double taps, man. Doing a brilliant job landing those and dealing a lot of damage with it.
Yeah, really good damage, but honestly, that was a bit maybe overzealous for Thor, because if Tebow had his ult up, honestly, Tebow could just ulted in and absolutely killed him after he cast his one. Maybe he knew it was up, had good awareness of that, but I mean, really,
Risky
really,
business.
yeah, definitely.
Well,
See,
Don being missed,
there
he
it
didn't know
is.
it's up there. Oh, brilliant job using the hammer to get on out. Mjolnir gonna save him by
So
the skin of his teeth
close.
there. A lot of ults dropped there. We see
Absolutely.
one of the Kalina ults drop there as well as the Emerald Dawn. Hobble down too, gonna retreat on back. Some wards being placed as everyone's trying to gain some vision. Good awareness though to mark that, hey, you're gonna get pinged there. And a wall just gonna extra let you know, hey, I can see you. But, no big deal at the moment. Everyone just retreating on back, licking their wounds.
Yo, definitely like to see a bit more counter ward from Spaceballs. I mean, Phoenix definitely knows that they have that mid-level ward. I mean, it's a very common ward, not to mention he also saw that back ward near the green buff placed on top of his head practically. Maybe it's not worth the entire Sentry ward, but definitely one of the biggest disparities we've seen from the teams is that Alien's warding game is on point.
Absolutely. So noting that, of course, this is the game that Spaceballs needs to make the adjustments. They're the ones looking to aggress and trying to make the changes to adapt to the, the loss they just took. Beyond just the God picks, what are we looking for in terms of tactics for Spaceballs to change? Vision already mentioned. What else are we looking for Spaceballs to change up in their playstyle to ensure that they get this victory?
I think they just need to know whenever they're strong, whenever they have power spikes, if they want to go for buff invades like we're seeing now, or they want to go for gold furies.
Dude, he does not care. He's going to whack him.
Yeah, unfortunately, doesn't have. And he just lost his transformation, but he's still just so tanky.
That was
Beautiful
zero
knockout.
damage applied by that freeze, and it looks like Adora just gonna be lurking in the background. He says, "Oh, brilliant job there using the ult to get out, but he's still in quite a bit of danger." Oh,
Missed the
Large
knockup
spell
by
not gonna
the
do enough damage,
hair.
and 2 kills dropped onto the aliens, and they're still deep in the backline. They gotta escape. They gotta get through. Elo, who's not gonna let that be a free job. Seems like they'll actually be able to get out though with their lives. Those Spaceballs losing 2 though in that exchange. Frozen down. This is in a bit of trouble here. At first, what seemed like negligible damage is starting to tack on, and Phoenix is gonna have to leap right into the Kalina ult, but is going to be able to still escape. No, why'd you stick around? The belt's not gonna be able to do quite enough. You come get some. Says that, hey, that's my name for a reason, and he got some. Steel gonna actually be able to take one on his own. Elo, big drop though. At the very least, you're gonna take out someone you want to halt Elo in his tracks, and he knows once again that he's tanky enough for
transform.
Not quite enough.
No mana to help.
And it looks like they're just going to both retreat on back here. He's going to Hulk out a little bit.
Comes
It
Duckyy.
seems like you come get them. You want to stick around here. You're in trouble now. The CC chain's coming out. Some big damage from the roar. But it looks like, yep, the leaf's still in the back pocket. No, I was so wrong. I was so wrong. Fouled on by Adora. Adora's been doing a great job with these cleanups, man.
Yeah, 0 magical defense will do that to you. Yeah, Adora being 4-on-1, 3-on-1 before that kill, gonna pump up some absolute numbers. You definitely got to respect that. I mean, I'm gonna say, Steel was like in their blue buff behind their tier 2 with like 3 people attacking him. Immediately with his transformation down, walked away with another transformation and like the majority of his health bar. It wasn't until it was around like his own red buff that he took most of the damage. I mean, Cullen is absolutely tanky right now and very, very strong. I think they really need to be playing around him and Hebo right now, because that's definitely their 2 strongest members. Perhaps if Cullen can rotate towards a gold. Actually, Gold Fury's down. Wait, who got gold?
Yeah,
Fury?
no, the Spaceball just secured. I was about to say that it was the complete reverse of what we just saw. Aliens with very little awareness of what was going on around the objectives, unfortunately, completely let that slip to the wayside as Spaceballs put the gold lead back into their favor. Excellent job on their part with the awareness to know that we have the time to knock this one down. Let's do it. Extend that lead.
Yeah, Alien's a bit unaware as well as I was, because I didn't see that one either. So
that's how you know it's really
I can't blame them for that one.
Even the omniscient caster doesn't see it. You know they did a good job.
I can see the whole map, everything where everyone is. That's they can't get much better than that.
Yeah, no, impressive job, honestly, to try to it's like we said, it's like you said it. Yeah, it's completely like you said. They're really doing a good job of correcting their mistakes. They're having more objective awareness, and they're really turning the tables of what we saw last game with some good ganks. We're seeing some good invades here coming in, and Steel looking to once again ruin Come Get Some's day, but also some great objective play. Honestly, I'm really liking to see the correction that Spaceball's making here. Who got that? Ah, unfortunate. The Steel not gonna be able to quite steal it, despite the namesake,
True.
but gonna be able to get out just fine. We know that tankiness is gonna be no threat when it comes to the Nike trying to smack against that brick wall that is, in this case, Steel.
Yeah, different type of steel. Definitely, like hardened steel, very hard to hit, but not quite able to steal away the blue buff.
Nice.
So, yeah, funny. Fun little play on
Punmanship
words
is
there.
just stick around, folks. It's gonna get only even better. The punmanship, as we see, we're not dancing around fire here at 15 minutes. Come on, what
No,
y'all
surely
doing? Get out
not.
of here. Get out of here, Phoenix.
No.
But it looks like there's going to be doing some small engagements here as we look to see a little bit of an awkward shuffle here. But no, more teammates gathering around four-man grouping on the right side here. Meanwhile,
Hard to
both
do
carries,
there.
though. Oh, Anvil of Dawn already coming up. He's landing right in the backline on a Duckyy. Man, that's so rough. Duckyy is just getting blown up by Elo, but a big amount of damage locked on. Nicely done, and Adora has Elo's numbers the same way that Elo's got Ducky's, man. Oh my gosh, that is rough. Belly flop gonna be launched on, gonna turn everyone onto high THC. Oh my gosh, and that's good. Kill dropped into Soul's pocket for speeding that passive. Excellent. Nike just gonna sit around here and shield. Not gonna really be able to do too much out of that though. And Kleena gonna look to try to escape through one of these wall traps. Pretty low for health though. I'm not sure if it's gonna be able to quite do it. Adora's looking to be in quite a bit of trouble though, as well as Phoenix. Phoenix not gonna be able to defend his mid laner, and he's gonna be dropped in turn. Now Soul's trying to clean up on the back end as we see you come get some dropped. Once again in favor of the X-Ball, that pass gonna get stacked up. No small thing when it comes to that late game pressure is gonna be later applying with those big autos.
A really interesting team fight. We saw both ADCs rotating in, so we really saw full power of both those teams, although we did see Duckyy get absolutely annihilated right at the beginning of the fight. Luckily, he's level 12 now, so he's going to be able to pick up a beads. Spaceballs do secure the Pyro before aliens should do that. That was kind of a 50-50. There were a lot of alien members there. Definitely had the opportunity to steal that. Luckily, Spaceballs not shying away. Really just not putting their foot on the brakes.
Absolutely, and we're seeing really. I'm liking this even gameplay. Wow, already another Anvil of Dawn. You better run, Duckyy. I don't care where you are on the map. He's gonna come for you. Oh, big landing there, but not quite able to land on. See, I thought he hit it. What happened?
Steel leaped.
He got out.
He leaped. He
That
used
was
his little
beautiful.
cheeky little front flip leap, able to completely avoid the damage and the stun. Beautiful play by
Good
Steel.
job there. Going to drop though, nonetheless, a buff invade. That's gotta sting a little bit, as he says, you know, I might have gotten this, but I'll take that. You can get a little bit of this, you can get a little bit of that. So gonna be not returning with nothing in their pockets, the aliens, but not quite what they were bargaining for when they were looking for that big Anvil of Dawn play. Man, I gotta say, so Ravana obviously has that ability where they're able to leap out of a lot of burst damage, but we have not seen Duckyy able to really use that to his advantage at all because he just bursts down so quickly he can't even hit that button. So it's pretty unfortunate. As you said, the beats pickup hopefully going to preserve him a little bit better there, because it's unfortunate when you have that out that you're just not even able to have be a factor. It's brilliant play from Elo to just completely negate it, because theoretically it should be very helpful, but it just has not come up at all.
Yeah, definitely not. You know, sometimes in my Ravana matchups, you know, I'm up downing as soon as he lands on the yawl, then I'm, you know, two in the wall, but that's just me. But you know, it's definitely hard to when Elo is just doing it from so far away and just so unpredictably going into 3-4 members way deep into your backline. It's just who's predicting that? I guess
When
you
you
know,
save.
given the Mercury ults that we saw last game, it's definitely you know, the shoes are fitting to say the least for Yellow.
Just when you thought it was safe to 1v1 the X-Ball, some big crits put on him. Looking a bit rough there, but you know, Oran gonna be able to heal right back up. Not gonna be too big of an issue with the Telkines, which is worthy to note that we were talking about the build earlier. We were talking about the Oran earlier, and that 1v1 potential with the Telkines recently actually gaining some lifesteal. Pretty important little detail there that not everyone might be privy to, but that of course not only ups your attack speed, it's going to also up that sustain in the lane and make that 1v1 just that much easier.
Yeah, Telkine's an absolutely insane item right now. The damage it puts out, you know, as you just mentioned, the lifesteal makes 1v1s very rough to take if you're going up against him. Good beats by Oleron, preventing that knockup. I don't know
Some
if
big
he's in
ult
too
thrown
much
out here,
danger. You
Yeah,
never
not
know.
really anything too much coming out that we saw X-Ball coming out there
Ooh,
as well from the Cleaners, but ooh, Cleaners looking to pick up Adora. Honestly, Adora's the man to look at right now. You want him out with the Sharp Device being dropped.
absolutely.
Not quite sure. A bit of zoning perhaps might have been
Oh,
a
oh, they're
misclick,
just
but the Gold Fury looked at very quickly by Spaceballs, and there's no awareness inside of Aliens. Why are you
they're
leashing
finally
towards the
here.
Don't give him a chance. Nicely done there as they're able to pick up another Gold Fury. The Spaceballs doing an excellent job with that
Ooh,
objective play. Kleena gonna sink back into walls. Emerge back out with a nice ult
damn.
there. Attack on a bit of damage, but it looks like Spaceballs are going to be able to retreat with generally no casualties. Wolves laid out. Uh-oh. No, never mind. We're in a bit of an issue right now. As Spaceballs are trying to get our man Soulzc out of here. Adora going to pick up a kill. The Anvil of Dawn up in the air. Soulzc going to be quite a bit of trouble. Nice juke back, dashing back into the team. But unfortunately, of course, when you meet one, you meet the other on the other side, and that's going to result in his death at the hands of You Come Get Some. But the fight's not over. Duckyy gonna pick up Elo. Revenge. Steel drop. Adora drops. Lucent. This is still going on. Big belly flop, but Adora, their main damage dealer, is down. And Phoenix is looking to be next. This is a lot of trouble right now. But never mind. Duckyy in the back line taking out Killjoy. Sliver of health. That leap's not going to quite do it, though. Jumping around. Everyone's hip-hopping, but not quite enough damage. Looking for that one auto. The shield is going to take out Phoenix. Unfortunately, he could not escape when he had so much time to really just get out there. That was bloodbath, an absolute bloodbath. We see the two warriors left, you know, one jungle though, one solo. But in that case, honestly, I'd say that Spaceballs came out on top of that one. You see the 2K Gold League extended by that Fury that again they've picked up. They're doing a great job with subjective play. Loving to see it as you're seeing those gold charts pop up. It's only heightening at this point the differential. XP still on the side of the aliens, but you know, gold in your pocket's gold in your pocket. You're gonna like that no matter what.
Yeah, not to call you out, but I don't know what season you're playing in because Ivana is definitely an assassin.
Oh my God! You see, I took a time machine back to the past. You know,
Right.
Whoops. Yes, correct. Never mind. The assassin. My bad. It's been
that's
bricks, all right. Anvil of Dawn. Anyway, subject change. Anvil of Dawn going on here. Where's Duckyy? He's not there. We're gonna land on Soulzc instead, and we're gonna eliminate him from the game.
Oh, masterclass.
We're just gonna delete him from the game real quick. I don't know what time, what game you're playing right now, but it's not with X-Ball right now because he's gone. He's gone.
He's not playing Smite. That's all I know, because not quite able to when Elo has Anvil of Dawn up. It's just gonna absolutely just disconnect you practically from the game.
It seems like he's just spinning a wheel, dude. He's just like deciding who do I want to like just get off the map for another 30 seconds. It's so like I know he's got a purpose in mind, but it seems so callous. It seems so just I want blood. I'm just gonna ult up, see what I can get, and he's doing it incredibly effectively. We saw a bit of grouping at the beginning there where honestly Adora was doing a great job of defending his teammates from Elo's advances, but a bit of being caught out solo. All you need is one moment for Elo to catch you slipping and you're Dunsky.
I mean, you've said it. If you're just not expecting, if you're not able to beat and probably egg it as well, then you're just gonna die. If those relics are down, you're just a dead man walking. If Elo is in range and he has his ultimate up. So right now, both teams very even. Very minor gold lead of about 1K in favor of Spaceballs, but Aliens pushing some objectives. Very low tier 1, pretty easy objective to take, but honestly, looks like we see some grouping around fire. Definitely going to be the big objective to take as we have just ticked over to the 23-minute mark. I don't know if either team are going to be able to pull it. Now, hold that thought.
They give it a big shot here, though. Aliens grouping
cheeky.
around here. Phoenix gonna have to call to his teammates. Steel lurking in the back, but no, quickly dropped just as soon as it was picked up, honestly. And meanwhile, on the left side, Soulzc once again has his claimed by Elo. Another kill onto the X-Ball. Really unfortunate, and gonna ensure they don't have any big damage hitters coming in now. Blink in, the engage is not going to really get too much coming off it. The Oron field is dropped. Big damage coming on here. Colonel dropped as well. The deafen, silence, he's dead. Phoenix is gone. He's been snuffed out. And Duckyy is going to be able to pick up some of his own, though. Killjoy. In fact, another one dropped from the side of the aliens. You can get some. This is looking bad, and as they're in full-scale retreat, Kleena looking to get out with her life. Oh, the root not quite able to land. Elo managing to get a kill onto Adora, though. His nemesis is dropped. And that's big. That's really important that Elo's got full health here. Duckyy going to be able to take out another member of the aliens, but Elo, oh no, the double tap. He says, you want to replay the early game real quick? This is looking to be a little rough standoff and Duckyy does not want any part of it. Wisely trying to retreat, but never mind, I lied. The big miss of the root. No, man, come on.
Oh.
That's tragic. You know he wanted to turn the story. He wanted to make it a Cinderella story,
Yeah.
but this isn't that kind of movie.
Sure isn't. I mean, that fight was looking really, really good for Spaceballs. And honestly, it was just because Elo wasn't in it. He was on the left side of the Phoenix. He got a pick on a Soulzc and took him a fat minute to walk over. But as soon as they got there, I mean, that was just practically the fight over in favor of the aliens. At least aliens weren't able to, you know, turn that into a fire giant. Too many of the members were dead, not quite able to burn it down. And Space was going to be able to regroup and get another go at this fire giant push. Aliens, I think, would have had the potential to maybe go over to this Gold Fury. That Soulzc is looking to solo, but he's definitely getting spotted out.
Yeah, he's gonna be. He's definitely on something. Because there's no way you've got that in the bag with DRkILLxJOY lurking around the corner. A good attempt though. I appreciate their try, but it looks like they're gonna try to pick it up on their own and say that's a good idea. I'm gonna try that myself. And with two members of the aliens, it's looking to be quite the easy situation. Elo, no, the drop. That's actually going to be pretty key as we see Soulzc lurking, trying to pick something up on his own. The double tap, the drop onto him. He should have realized that Elo was actually at his first eye on the kill. Dude, Elo's got one eye on the bag, and that bag is your life, man. He's on fleet trying to suck up your soul right now and just stuff it in the burlap. That's crazy. Adora going to pick up his own kill, don't want to loosen. Meanwhile, on this right side here, Lena lurking in the wall, dashing out. Nice job using that wall dash. But Duckyy says, I want some kills too. Gonna be able to take on Cube as they are able to retreat nicely with 2 kills on the side of, or 2 kills getting onto the aliens. But Anvil done. You wanted to see it. I did want to see that. That would have been huge. But the double tap, massive that Berserker's Barrage is doing so much. Oh my god, that's crazy. The beautiful wall gonna force the leap there from Phoenix, and it's not gonna be enough. The stun not being left on quite soon enough as Elo picks up another kill, and now it's Steel full retreat. Looking to not quite enough rage, not even close enough rage to get into his Berserker form, so he's looking to be in quite a bit of trouble. Knocked up, stunned, Berserker Barrage, taken out. It's done. That is a rough team fight for the Spaceballs, and now the kill count is swung pretty decently in the favor of the aliens, as well as the gold. 2K ahead, as they're going to be looking towards this Fire Giant.
Absolutely. It's going to be a rough one for Spaceballs to deal with. Are they going to be able to get back in time? Maybe Duckyy can get a cheeky little steal off, but he's going to have some tough barriers to overcome in order to reach. He's going to be all alone. He would absolutely be risking his life to do so. Here he is.
And he intends on doing that, it seems, because he's going on in, and the aliens destroy it, and the aliens destroy him right afterwards. That was an unfortunate, you know, it's a roll of the dice. He tried his best, but Ravana doesn't have enough secure for that one. That's unfortunate loss on the side, and now we're going to be looking to see Anvil of Dawn. He just wants to get someone out of spawn. Does anyone walk out of those doors? I swear to God, I will clap you. He tried his best. I respect. It's like preemptive. It's not even like it's on cooldown. He's like, all right, who can I kill?
Yeah, it wouldn't be the first time we see him gone for that. We saw it early on in this game. Him do the very same thing, and now aliens trying to push their lead with their Fire Giant buff, going for this tier 2, potentially leading it into a Phoenix. Definitely not going to be so easy. The Dora is very, very strong right now. Steel also extremely strong. It's not the same game as we saw last time. Aliens still have their work cut out for them. At any point, if Elo were to, you know, just not be in a fight, not able to come to a fight, or otherwise get killed in some sort of way, it's a completely different game for aliens. He is their absolute powerhouse right now.
As far as fight selection, what are we looking here to see from Spaceballs as we attempt to defend these towers? What structures are we looking to, leave our heels dug in, not let any structure go undefended, or are we looking to turtle up? Honestly, what are your thoughts on that?
Oh my gosh, that bomb does so much damage. To answer your question, I definitely don't think you're defending tier 2s right now. I mean, they have an EFG, or not EFG, excuse me, just an FG buff. Definitely should focus all of your health bars and all of your relics. Unfortunately, Soulzc just lost his onto defending these Phoenixes. They're a lot stronger, a lot harder to take down. They're definitely going to be a lot more worth defending it. Definitely have a much
wall, Frost Breath, Ice Shards down, not going to be quite enough damage, not really much damage at all in fact. As Lena trying to lurk in the walls, scream at them a little bit, not going to do quite enough. Auron, he'll drop. And we're going in. Oh, Steel might have been biting off more than he could chew. Quite a bit of damage dropped onto him. dashed in through the Oleron ult. That was quite risky. Phoenix still up, though. They're going to be dishing out some damage as the members of the aliens dive in. Elo dropping Phoenix, and that's 2 members of the front line dropped. Only the squishies remain, really. You got to be careful here. Duckyy trying to dive in, get something going here, but Elo going to pick up Adora. Oh my gosh, this man is unstoppable.
Yeah, unfortunately, it seemed like the fighting wasn't as ideal. Spaceball was kind of being aggressive outside of the Phoenix when they really could have just waited for them to push it, forced them to tank it. Steel just getting a little overzealous, I think. Now they're going to lose 2 Phoenixes and aliens in an absolute position to do whatever they want. Do they want to kill you and then kill your Titan? Do they want to play a little bit more methodically and go for the right side or left side Phoenix rather and just get that Titan health as low as possible?
Look at him! Look at this man! Oh my god! Aegis beads unfortunately expended a bit too late there, going to be wasted, but Anvil of Dawn.
No.
Dude, he's still looking at him.
No.
Dude, get out of here. You're done. It's fine. You've done your job. Jesus, what is the matter with you?
He
You
considered
psychopath.
ulting the fountain, dude.
I want a
This guy's
psychological test
crazy.
run on this man, Elo. I am scared for anyone who encounters him on the street. That guy will absolutely clap you on the streets if he just passes you by. He
Man,
is
he has some Black Air Force energy, to say the least.
absolute. That is, you could not put it any better. That needs to be a skin for Thor for this man. Nothing else changed. Just give him forces. That dude is crazy. But I love how he's playing. It's causing them to lurk around, fear every corner, and that's what you'd imagine. Kleena would be doing that, but it's the Thor who's like much more loud and less sneaky supposedly. But he's doing an amazing job of it, causing them to just fear the double tap with every moment that they are trying to peek a corner, because he could be around any one of them, or he could just be Anvil of Dawning you. You don't know, man. You don't know until you're in the fountain.
Yeah, absolutely. And I do have news for you. He is once again running on a 3K red pot, so he's just going to be doing even more damage now.
Crazy. But
This man
we
has
have
absolutely
FU.
been running these games. Nice freeze by Lucent.
And you know what? Even off like the Mercury, where you expect that kind of thing to be happening here, he's still managing to play that same exact role. Just absolutely hyper carrying. But in the meantime, though, we have a lot of kills being dropped here. Adora dropping. One member of the aliens. Souls being dropped, of course, by Elo. Going to hammer throw out. We have 2 members down the side of Spaceballs. We have, unfortunately, a lot of damage down for that exact reason. Adora trying to retreat so they can preserve what little they have left. But he's being dropped in on.
Elo's so
Adora's
low.
going to be dropped by Elo. Elo trying to get it himself out. The belt's not going to be quite enough. His feet is being looked at next. Going to try to throw his hammer. He's going back in. He does not care, man. He knew he was under no threat. Phoenix dropped as well. Steel, only a matter of time, we know, as they jump into the fire minion. It's going to try to, make what little time they can. Ymir going to wall him off. Nicely done there. Drive him back into another corner. But
Yeah,
Steel, you know what? Outpacing the Ymir at the very least. You're going to eventually run, though.
But he's just not letting him back, and that's the point. He's going to have no chance to defend this Titan. He's going to drop down. He tried to use his teleport left, but that got frozen out. But
I'm
yeah,
not gonna lie, I didn't even realize they're hitting the Titan, but yeah, another convincing victory for the aliens. That's going to close out the set as brilliant job, honestly, to prevent that siege from even being a matter of fact, because no one was there to defend. The Spaceballs, unfortunately, are going to lose the game of tower defense, and that is going to be it for that set. Convincing victory by the aliens. It looked good at the start, but Elo, man. That guy's crazy.
Elo's in a league of his own. I mean, there's just no other way to put it. Dropping 15 kills this game, 17 kills last game. I mean, that was just completely absurd plays. If you got hit by a wall, chances are you're dead. You got hit by Anvil of Dawn, you were 100% dead. There was just no stopping this man. He had absolutely no breaks. That man nearly ulted the frickin' fountain. That's just how crazy he was. He had absolutely no brake pedal, just completely W gunning it, really just leading his team to as you said, a very, very decisive and convincing victory.
No sense of self-preservation, no sense of remorse. That man he belongs in Cobra Kai. But as we see here on the side of the Spaceballs too, a lot of damage on their side as well. Of course, Adora was the man to look at there, stacking up a nice and clean 9 kills there. But unfortunately, at the end there, Elo was really the factor in shutting him down, just quickly bursting him into the ground to the point where he really couldn't be as impactful as you want. But 27k player damage, nothing to slouch at. But honestly, as far as damage goes, didn't expect it. But honestly, I really should have. Steel racking up the top number with 31k, not really reflecting it in the kills, but doing a ton with those AoE ults, and honestly managing to really stall out a lot of times. Really, at the beginning, we saw how tanky he was and how he was able to really make them waste time into pouring a lot of abilities into him, and he was doing a good job of that. But unfortunately, again, the burst damage that the aliens were able to stack up there was just became too much to bear, and unfortunately, that was going to be spelling the doom of the space balls.
For sure. I'd like to point out Adora with a clean, precise 10,000 mitigated. Very nice to see. I always like pointing out those numbers. But yeah, I mean, you said it just could not quite compete with the pressure that Elo's putting out on this Thor. And I mean, and that's not to, doubt the rest of his team. Killjoy had some really, really solid ultimates, made it very rough for Space Hulls to fight in. Beautiful walls and stuns by Lucent.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just really, really well played on all sides.
And you have to wonder, because we did see Adora switch skins from the cupcake. Did that cause all this to happen? Is it all on Adora's shoulders for switching skins like that and not committing to the cupcake? When it comes to that, that sort of indecisiveness can really reflect in the game, and I think that's also where they went wrong from the beginning.
True, definitely a bit of a display of character there, You gotta commit.
We have we're really showing everyone's characters here today. We have Elo, the bloodthirsty axe murderer, and then you have Adora, who's isn't a big fan of cupcakes. Which to be fair, I'd say it's a mid dessert anyway. But with that being said, thank you all very much for watching this game here. I'm Deelo, joined by Cosmic Warrior, and you've seen another brilliant set here done on the part of the Spaceballs and the Aliens for the Smite Draft League Scouting Grounds. We will see you all in the next one. Have a good one, everyone.